Well, good morning, everybody in YouTube land. Here's a little update on my Jeep here, my Jeep Cherokee. There's a lot of things have changed on this thing. You might have saw some of my older videos where I had the old factory airbox. Well, that's no longer there now. Now I'm running a rough country cold air intake now. There's that. And the other day I changed the ATF and filter, and I put this ATF in, and it works really well. And I changed the thermostat out to 180 again, put a new temp sensor for the computer, and I had to put these bolts in because the other one broke. I drilled out the cylinder head on the top and bottom, drilled the holes out for this bigger so I could put these bolts through, and with washers top, and then there's one down there. And there's that, and I also, let me get this out of the way. I also did the alternator relocation kit, relocated alternator up top, and you can see where the brackets are, where it used to sit at, down there. So it's up here now. And I had a problem with my distributor, so I had to get a new distributor and a new harness, the vehicle side of the harness, because right here it kept on shorting out. And I also I went and got a new coil here last year from Amazon. This is the Excel coil, ignition coil. So I put that in there. And also I had put these ball valves in because my deal for the heater core started leaking right here. So there's a vacuum line for it right here. It's not even hooked up anymore. But anyway, I put 2 ball valves in. So now in the winter time it gets constant heat all the time now. And it's a lot hotter too. And here a while back I did a valve cover gasket, but I think I want to be pulling the valve cover back off again, do another valve cover gasket, and possibly painting the valve cover too. I don't know yet. Oh, and a while back I put another map sensor in, and I put these 4-hole injectors. These are Ford fuel injectors that work on Cherokees. And I got these injectors from K Suspension's website. And this is a power steering pump out of a different year XJ with the 4.0, and had to change the belting system on it because it was different with this intake and all that. So I'm still running the mechanical clutch fan, and I do need to get a balancer down there because it's getting bad. I changed the water pump when I first got the Jeep, and I'm using this 4-post battery, which is getting pretty close to the alternator, getting close to the battery. You can see it would have been rubbing it right there. And I do need to get some engine mounts because these are getting bad over here, over there. And that on some of these Cherokees had that oil filter adapter where the oil filter come up or out the back. Well, on mine it was leaking, and I took it off, and that little long shank that your oil filter screws onto, well, I took it off that adapter, cut the long piece off, screwed it to the block, and screwed the oil filter to the block, and there you go. It doesn't hit or nothing. It clears. Here, see if you can see it. It clears everything. So I reckon if everybody that has a problem with that adapter leaking and you put seals in it, I highly recommend doing this trick. And I found that you can use a Ford oil filter, a Ford FL 090 or FL, wait a minute, yeah, FL 910S oil filter, which is right here. It's upside down, but here, let me turn the phone around so you can see it better. There you go. So there's that. And I hadn't had no trouble with that at all since I done that. And, oh, and I got these new headlights too I bought off of Amazon for my Jeep and my A2 Ford. And, oh, and a year or so ago I had put a booster in too because it went out. I get down here so you can see in the Jeep. Oh, and I had to put some washers on the steering stoppers on both sides. And my tires clear like they're supposed to now. Okay, now, here's the fun part. And as you can see, I put a new transmission cooler line in because the other one went to leaking on me. Here's the fun part. I had to pull the oil pan off. I had to jack from the Jeep up in the air. Pull the oil pan off, change the rear main seal, and I got the seal changed out and everything. But going the pan back on, oh, I tell you, with the stock suspension on a Jeep Cherokee, it's a nightmare to get back on. But I finally got it back on, and it's no more leaks. No more drop of oil anywhere on this thing, so which is good. And I'm gonna be getting a suspension lift for it here soon. I got ball joints I ordered off Amazon. They came in here the other day, so I'm gonna be putting them in soon. And there's another steering stop bolt with the 2 washers on it. Oh, and when I get my suspension lift, it's gonna get all gonna be changed out because that bushing is completely shot. It's nothing left of it. Here, back in here we can wiggle it and so I can show you. This is how bad the thing is. Yeah, you're not supposed to be doing that on sway bar and links. You're not supposed to be able to move them like that. Here's the other one. Yeah, those are bad. Those are shot. Yeah, that's bad. Yeah. Yeah, you're not supposed to be doing that with that. Yeah, they're not supposed to be wiggling like that, I guess, but other than that, I did put, I also did put new wheel bearings in the front. New wheel bearings. And I put these drill and slaughter rotors I also got off of Amazon. I put them in. And they work pretty well, actually. I got those on there. And put this in the Jeep. And here a while back I hit a deer on this side. Why is it doing that? Oh well. Anyway, I hit a deer on this side here a while back and smashed the header panel. So I went and got another header panel. And it's not quite done yet, but I still gotta get the trim piece goes around the lights and then the side pieces, and then it's all done. And then I'm gonna fix my front my frame right here, and I'm gonna build a front bumper for this thing. So the next year I hit, it won't tear the front end up like I did last time. So I'll tell you more about the Jeep in just a second. Let me put this ATF up, bottle up. Okay, now and here's the other motor mount. It's pretty bad too. Let me show you if I can get in there so you can see it. Yeah, and it's not supposed to be like that either. But I'm gonna get new motor mounts, so that's gonna be all changed out. So, but okay, off topic there. Here a while back, I had to get a new transfer case because when I first bought this Jeep, the transfer case was broken, and so I had to get a new transfer case, and the drive shaft was missing off the front, and whenever the drive shaft or transfer case broke, the drive shaft smacked the bell housing with the transmission and knocked a chunk out of the bell housing. And luckily, it didn't crack the transmission when it happened because I'm still able to drive it like that. So, when that transfer case broke, it just destroyed everything in under here. And even hit the floor of the cab, too, which is right here. It hit the cab of the floor and put holes in it. So I had to fix that. And this transfer case I got is a 231 with 272 gears. And it originally had the later 2000 speed sensor, but I found that you could take a speed sensor out of an older Jeep Wrangler, and that has a 4.2 in it, carbureted straight 6, AMC straight 6, and that's in it. You can use this speed sensor and this transfer case. Because see, the tail section is different than what this Jeep would have had in the 90s, in 92. So it's a different transfer case. And when I got the transfer case and drive shafts with it, this rear drive shaft is bent because at like LKQ or those places that they pull vehicles in, well, their equipment with forks on it bent this drive shaft when they lifted the vehicle up, and so I'm gonna have to get another drive shaft because at about 65 miles an hour, there's a really bad vibration coming back here, and so that's where I think it's not the U-joints because I changed them out. It's the drive shaft itself is out of balance because of the way it got dent on the side. But you can't see it in this side though. It's on the back side of the drive shaft. So, and there's a 8 1/4 And here's my exhaust. And from there, all the way back to the muffler and all the way back to the tailpipe. Here in Oklahoma, you can run without catalytic converters. You don't have to have catalytic converters on your vehicles. There's no emissions testing here. There's no smog testing. There's no inspection testing, like vehicle inspection. There's none of that here. So there's that. Let's see, mine. And